Hey everybody, I'm Dalek44.
And I'm BorisFangirl.
And we're here with a commentary for the 5th anniversary episode. No, not 5th, 10th anniversary episode of Second Co.
We're not talking about the Great Race again. We're talking about the Who Catnapped Unikitty this time.
That's the one. Come to think of it, I've never actually done a commentary for the Race of the Century yet.
No kidding.
No.
We should.
Yeah. Maybe that could be our next project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, anyway, this was made for the 5th and 10th anniversary of Second Co. Even though it came out about a month late.
Yeah, but that's okay. They still had one.
Yeah. And I just thought, why not have a story that centres around Unikitty and some of the past villains from the show.
Oh, why not indeed?
Yep.
Hey.
Yeah, and this intro scene is basically the first time we see the guys trying to sell stuff in a long time.
Yeah. Oh, what was the last thing they tried to sell? Giant coins? Something like that?
Yeah, that's right, the giant coins. That was their very first episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the most we've gotten before this episode was just them talking about stuff they could sell and never actually seen them sell it. Yeah, so this was the first time in ages we've seen them try to sell crap.
Classic.
Indeed. And of course in this scene I had to write in a reason why the wedding got delayed again.
Oopsie. At this rate, it'll really be Christmas Eve 2020.
Yeah. Oh, and here we got Tom Tucker and Diane Simmons again. The news reporters of Sodor.
It's different from the other Tom Tucker and Diane Simmons from Quahog.
They are a bit, but Tom's still got the same personality. And I just thought, like, because the first reason was because the vicar got drunk before the wedding ceremony, I just thought, why not have the vicar do something bad again?
Doing that, vicar. Drunk with liquor.
Yeah, I think the reason for this one was illegal drugs.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And here we get the introduction of Jessica's little nieces, Millie and Melody.
Aren't they adorable?
They are. Yeah, when I was looking for these characters on firestartoys.com, I wanted to have characters that looked a little similar to each other, but at the same time have a few differences, like Minnie Mouse's nieces from the Mickey Mouse. So I thought, give them the same faces, and the same hairs, but different colours and styles and different clothes.
They're pretty cute.
Yeah, and it gives Unikitty some more friends to play with.
And fun fact, I actually based Millie's voice on Tootie from Banjo-Kazooie.
Mm-hmm.
Only more verbal.
Oh yeah.
And not just going...
Oh yeah. Oh, and another sick fantasy of second Sonia. Yeah. Only for it to be an alien troll in sec. Like, nah, it's just me.
And the SMG4 references begin. At least I think that's what they're called.
Yeah, that audio of him yelling Nash, just me and the N-word, came from a YouTube series called Super Mario Logan. Yeah, it was this character named Chef Pee-Pee who would often put on disguises just to fuck around with people, and when he pulls off the mask, he just says, "Nah, it's just me," and then the N-word. And I just thought, rather than doing my own unfunny version of it, why not just use the archive recordings, since it's become a meme on the internet. Yeah. And in the Celebrity part, we get several cameos from like Johnny Thunder and Spider-Man and White Tiger. Yeah, and I based the two being together from the Disney series Ultimate Spider-Man. Yeah, and if you look carefully enough in these scenes, you'll also see the Powerpuff Girls. Because ever since I got the LEGO Dimensions minifigures of these characters, I decided I had to give them cameos every now and then.
I like it.
Yeah. And I may eventually give Mojo Jojo some cameos since I got his minifigure as well. Oh, and Puppycorn. What's up? Yeah, like the Chef Pee-Pee joke, I decided to just use archive recordings of Puppycorn for that little cameo, because I've gotten so many people asking me if more Unikitty characters are going to appear in the videos. And so I just had this idea to randomly have Puppycorn show up in front of the camera and just ask everybody what's up.
That would be fun. Like, there's a whole day of characters saying, "What's up?" For like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that actually came up at the very last minute while I was putting all the pieces together. It was just a random thing I came up with at the last minute. Oh, and another example of Slovene's terrible cooking where he burns Sex Pizza again. And even though I wrote it and recorded it myself, I still love how very quickly Seth got over it. Like, you stupid shit. Now what's up, Cyber? Yeah, it's like he just sort of like broke out of his angry moment and then just decided to move on to the next line. Indeed, indeed. And I keep having the characters point out that this episode is the 10th anniversary of the show. That's right, because obviously the characters in my world are always breaking the fourth wall. And here's another great appearance from Richard Evans, the famous actor that likes reminding people who he is. Yeah, he's basically the Troy McClure of the show.
I'm afraid not, my dear. If I had seen a unicorn cat, I would have given her my autograph, like I do with everyone I have.
Indeed. And Trainmaster A7, I believe his name was, does a fantastic performance as always. And of all the people Slovene could have questioned about Unikitty's whereabouts, he decides to question Dorothy's dog Toto. Obviously because he's so stupid he'll just question whatever comes his path. Indeed. And earlier we just got a cameo from the rest of the Wizard of Oz gang. Ever since they appeared in the LEGO Movie 2, I just decided to just give him a random cameo of them singing The Wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Oh, well, thanks anyway, sir. If I do see it, you're the first to know. And
And this is also the first appearance of No Slacking in the episode before they reveal that he's one of the villains. And an interesting bit of trivia about No Slacking is that I actually made 2 custom minifigures of him from pieces from Firestar Toys. Like, I gave him one model with an angry face and another model with a happy face. Oh, and this is a very different second Dot Warner scene. Because normally he'd like be shitting his pants when she shows up, but this time he's like, ah. Before we get into this, I must ask you a question. And then as soon as he's finished, it's like, go on, it's what the fans want to see. Because he's been through it several times and he knows that it's going to happen and he knows that the fans want it to happen, so he thought, like, fuck it, just do it. And earlier when the alien trolled Sek again with that Unikitty disguise, that was obviously one of the minifigures from the TV show. Oh, and here's a cameo from Wesley Honey. Yeah, even though his voice actor, Husky Fan 41's sort of in a bad way at the moment, I still had to give the character a cameo. Just decided to write in that he would be out playing golf throughout this whole thing. And in that very same scene we get a cameo from Batman and Queen Whatever Wannabe from the Lego Movie 2.
Which I finally saw, by the way.
Yeah, did you like it?
I did. It was amazing.
Indeed it was. Yeah, that cameo is sort of like intended to take place after the wedding. And when they eventually do the Lego Batman movie sequel, I'm wondering how they're gonna do Whatever Wannabe and Batman within it, since they're married now. Like, is she gonna live in Gotham with him, or are they gonna have like a long distance relationship? Yeah, who knows? Oh, and this moment where Unikitty's in chains it still looks very depressing to me.
It's like one of those needlessly depressing animal films.
And then we reveal in this scene that there's like 3 sets of villains: the chief robber and his henchman, then Dick Dastardly, and then No Slacking is the mastermind. And this moment where Unikitty's like, "It's you! Who are you?" And I'm Dick Dastardly, you've seen the show. No, I haven't. That's sort of me making fun of how children from today's generation might not know of Wacky Races besides that crappy reboot. Yeah, that reboot is pretty crappy. Yeah, I've only seen very few clips of it, and one of the things I do like about that reboot is how they brought in like a grandfather to Dick Dastardly, who I'm assuming was intended to be the original Dick from Stop the Pigeon. Since throughout the episode he had this like fear of pigeons. Obviously due to his bad time with Yankee Doodle Pigeon. And this scene also gives us cameos from several criminals in Lego form, like the Britster from Lego Island, Snake from The Simpsons, Barty Crouch Jr. from the Harry Potter franchise and various Lego criminals from Lego City. Oh, and of course in the background we get Feathers McGraw from Wallace and Gromit. Yeah, because I love giving these characters cameos. And here's a great heroic scene with the lads, but then Slovene has to ruin it by tripping over and falling on his face. Yeah, that's just like the sort of style I write at the moment, where a serious moment comes in and then something happens that has to make it funny again. That's just the way it is in this comedy show. Yeah. And when we have the robbers like ambushing the guys, they obviously have no trouble taking down Second Cyber, but the one that goes to get Slovene is just like, yeah, I'll just jump on him anyway, he ain't getting up. Yeah, because it's sort of like the I've fallen and I can't get up sort of thing. And here we get the second time we see Ultra Catty in this show since the bullying email with Master Frown. Yeah, I just had to bring back Ultra Catty for this little scene. And even though this was recorded before you've seen the Lego Movie 2, I think you got the Ultra Catty voice down a treat. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like regular Unikitty, but with a bigger voice. And I'm definitely going to have to do Ultra Catty again in the future, just to have Sek do a moment where he says, like, did you know that people put like raisins in stuff? And then she goes like, it was 5.5 raisins! Because that is honestly one of the funniest lines in the sequel. And it's also the same way I feel about pancakes. Whenever I have a pancake, it's got to have no raisins in it. Yeah, that's definitely got to be done in the future. And this one line when Sek asks if they got a cameo for the Unikitty and Mouse episode was a reference to Ed, Ed and Eddie. Yeah, it was from the episode where Eddie has like a scammer's block and he's trying to get a new idea for a scam, and they think of getting Jimmy's ideas because Eddie did teach him everything he knew, and then they're like, oh yeah, did we win an Emmy for that episode? Hardly. And because some of the moments in Sekiko are loosely inspired from Ed, Ed and Eddie, I have to have some Ed, Ed and Eddie moments in it as well. Yeah.
Funny, I just saw that moment from Sorry Wrong Ed where Ed picks up the curse stone and yes, hello? Then a stone tail comes up and sprays Eddie.
Oh yeah. And we now have the after party with everyone back at the flat, and we get one last appearance from, well, the first appearance from Miss Bossy in this episode, the only appearance from her. And this is one of the few times where she comes in not demanding something from Sek. You know, because normally when she comes in, she wants him to do her crap for her.
Y'all like?
What is it?
I Okay, I'm done.
That's brilliant. We ought to do that if we're going to do a commentary for the Emily the Mouse email we did. Like, if we do a character commentary, we ought to have Miss Bossy just like barging in to take part in it.
And find out that Emily is a real mess, not just a toy.
Yeah, though if we did, I'd probably make the excuse that they know this behind the scenes.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. And obviously, earlier I had to point out that the girls had never been in an Emily the Mouse video before this. So it was like, who's the mouse? Oh yeah, that's right, you've never met before because you've never been in a video together. And the little bit we just saw where Unikitty runs around on the bed in a circle before settling down was actually taken from the Unikitty TV series, where if she's about to take a nap, she'll just run around in a circle for a bit and then lie down.
Like a dog or a cat.
Yeah, it's just like a sort of a cat thing that they would do.
I know that dogs do it, but not cats.
And we're practically at the end of the episode until we get our one last laugh from the freaky alien. Yeah, because the first time Sheppy B did the "nah, it's just me" whatever thing was, he did it 3 times in the first time he did it, and I thought, why not have him do it 3 times in this one? Oh yeah, definitely. And this is definitely not going to be the last time we're going to see that alien. Like, every now and then I'm going to have him pop up just to play that same prank on people. And when the credits end, it's also one of the few times we see like a studio set for the characters, because normally we'd often see the laughter audience in the show. Yeah, so this is the first time it's like the backstage thing.
Classic.
Indeed. And I think that's really all we could say for this episode. Just a catnapping adventure and a freaky alien taking the piss out of Sec 3 times. Yep. And that's the end of it. Hope you all enjoyed this commentary. Yeah, that's the end, and we all hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time, folks. Ciao!